the Coast Guard agency. We carry life rafts, life jackets on board. In the unlikely events of any emergency, please remain calm, remain seated, follow our instructions. Now, when we was boarding passengers, a few of you asked if there'll be a live commentary on board. Well, folks, the company, they don't employ tour guides. What you have instead is us, your crew. We're employed by the company, first of all, for safety. Employed to drive you up and down through London. We're sitting up the front, upstairs. Now we have to serve a 5-year apprenticeship to work on board these boats. And at the end, we have to get a local knowledge endorsement stamped on our license. So we'll pick up a bit of local knowledge and we'll point this out to you. Now we start off ahead of us with the Houses of Parliament.
İşte burası parlamento binası.
It's getting a bit of a facelift at the moment. Now the Parliament building
Restorasyon var şu an.
it was built on a connection of sequence of underground tunnels underneath it. So it is slowly subsiding, slowly sinking into the ground. We realise a lot of you, you've saved up your money to come to London to get a photograph of Big Ben. Oh, sorry, you can't see it, you can't hear it. Big Ben is turned off for the next 2 years.
2 yıl boyunca
You can see the
restorasyonda.
flag wrapped around
Orası Big Ben.
the pole at the top of the Victoria Tower. Now when the flag is flying, it means Parliament are in the building. It doesn't mean they're doing anything, it just means Parliament are inside. As we continue to turn the boats, dominating the skyline, ahead of us and to the left is the London Eye. Now the London Eye was built by British Airways, the airline. Originally meant to be here
London Eye bu.
only for 5 years. Remained here ever since because of the amount of money that it earns. On a good summer's day, the London Eye earns in the region of £250,000 per day. Now it's got 32 capsules, that is one for each London borough. Now it's become one of the top 5 places in Europe to get married. You can now get married on the London Eye. You can get married at the very top. Now I
Bizim Boğaz
wouldn't recommend
Köprüsü'nde
this, marriage that is.
bizim Boğaz Köprüsü'nde lazer köprüsünü yazıyorlar, burada da
If she says no, it's an awkward 15 minutes down the other side.
yani tabii en yukarıda evlenebiliyormuşuz. Bundan yukarısında evlen teklif edebiliyoruz, evet.
Just under 4 miles per hour.
Tam burada teklif edebiliyoruz.
Charing Cross bridges are ahead of us. Now as we go
Charing Cross
through,
Bridge.
look up at the people, wave and smile at them. I encourage them to wave back. Now people like to throw things at boats. We wave to keep their hands busy. You can tell where they're from. Now if they wave back, they're on a holiday. If they ignore you, they are from London. So don't take any offence. To the left, if you've got your cameras, you'll see a tall Egyptian needle. It is called Cleopatra's needle.
Bu
That
dikili
is the
taş, Mısır
oldest
dikili,
thing
dikili taşı.
in London.
İstanbul'da da var
It is
aynısı.
older than the 1 square mile city of London. And it stands there over 3,000 years old. All needles were made in pairs. You can find her sister in Central Park, New York City.
Evet, New York'ta da Central Park'ta da bir benzeri varmış. Aslında İstanbul'da da var, onu söylemedim.
Waterloo Bridge ahead of us,
Burada Waterloo
known
Bridge.
as the Ladies' Bridge. Now it's called the Ladies' Bridge because this one was heavily damaged during World War II. It was rebuilt by a 90% female workforce.
İşte sonra
Now
Ladies
credit
Bridge.
to our girls, it was the longest bridge in London. The only bridge to finish on time and under budget. So credit
Evet,
to our...
zamanında ve bütçesini bitirilen tek
Now we're
şey.
being pushed out of London
Bak belki bizi kıskanıyor
by
olabilirler ha.
the tide.
Bitirememişler çoğunu
If you look to the
zamanında.
left, look along the river wall at the very top, you'll see green lions' heads with rings in their mouths. Now these are an early tidal flood warning. If the water reached the lions' mouths, the police would alert the buildings in fear the tide would come over the river wall. Now the police, they had a few rhymes to remember this. They went, if the lions drink, then London will sink. If it's up to their mains, London is down the drains. If the lions' heads are ducked, London is flooded. Doesn't quite work in time for the first one. Ship to the left, black and white one, with a black tinted roof. These days it's called the yacht. Its original name was the St. Catherine. It used to be the Royal Barge right up till 1972. The next ship down, the long white one with the yellow funnel, it's the HQS Wellington. Now this is an old New Zealand naval boat.
Burası eski
Decommissioned by
bir
the
askeri
Navy
bot.
and given to the company of master mariners. Now it's there
Yeni Zelanda
as their
askeri
floating
gemisi.
London headquarters. To be a master mariner, you must have been a captain at sea for at least 25 years. Look to the left, look to the road. Either side of the streets is a silver and white dragon. Now this is a boundary marker. It's a boundary marker for the 1 square mile city of London. And it goes from here down to Tower Bridge. Stays over to the left-hand shore. A separate city than the rest of London. It's got its own hospital, its own police force. At one time, it had its own currency as well.
Şöyle bakıyorum da aslında bizim İstanbul'umuz da çok güzel. Bunların farkı çok daha iyi bakıyorlar. İyi koruyorlar.
Ahead of us, Blackfriars Bridges. It's a group of 2 bridges that stand very close together. Now therefore,
İki tane köprü var.
some kind of a tunnel. Said to be the Thames Tunnel of Love. Now legend says, as we go through, if you turn to the one that you love, give them a kiss, you'll be blessed with years and years of happiness. Of course, if you're here today, not with the one that you love, just turn to your husband or your wife, kiss them, the same way. If you look between the rail and road bridge, you will see some tall red columns either side of the road. What remains of London's first railway bridge. And the top was taken off for safety issues. These columns remain with fear. If they're pulled out of the ground, it'll ruin the foundations for the bridges either side.
Burası Londra'nın ilk railway'inden kalan yerlermiş şu alt taraf. Şimdi Londra'da aslında çoğu meşhur yer şu tarafta değil diğer tarafta kalıyor. Bu taraf biraz daha böyle modern mimari. Eski değil de yeni şehir gibi dedikleri Avrupa'daki. Bu tarafta ise eski şeyler, bu tarafta eski Londra. Burası da müze. Tate Modern. Ona geleceğim sonra.
Now to the right, you can see the old Bankside Power Station. It's now home to the world's largest modern art gallery.
Evet, modern
It is
sanat
called the
galerisi.
Tate Modern. Now if you like modern art, it is free of charge to go inside. If you know anything about modern art, you'll know why it's free of charge to go inside. The Recall Art stands over to the left.
İşte
A
sanat
clear
herkese
view
açık.
underneath
Çok
the
önemli.
next bridge. Stands 365 feet tall. St Paul's Cathedral. Designed by Sir Christopher Wren.
Çok değişik
It is the
bir
second
köprü.
largest unsupported cathedral dome in the world. 536 steps to the very top, to the viewing platform.
165 feet uzunluğundaki bir katedral. Şu gördüğünüz.
To the right, a white circular building with a browny greeny thatched roof. It's a replica of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. They do show performances in the original way, with no stage lighting, no speakers, no microphones inside.
Shakespeare'in
Just like the
tiyatrosunun
original.
replikası.
It is an open-air theatre as well.
Mikrofon falan yokmuş şu an içinde. Replikasını yapmışlar. Eski zamanlardaki gibi. Evet, bir köprü daha. Yine zannedersem bu az önce söylediği Londra'nın ilk railway'lerinin şu alt tarafı, kalan şeylerin. Adamlar eski dair ne varsa koruyorlar, öyle gözüküyor. Ama gördüğünüz gibi modern binalar da var ama silüete bozmuyor.
A strong recommendation is visiting one of London's oldest pubs, and it is to the right. It's got red windows and a golden sign.
En eski
It's
publarından
called
birine.
the Anchor. It's been here since 1615. It was used
1615'ten
by
beri
William
buradaymış.
Shakespeare himself
Evet.
as the original Globe Theatre. It stood roughly about 50 metres away. Also mentioned in Samuel Pepys's personal diaries.
Burası.
Now to the right you can see a pirate ship in between the buildings. That's the replica of Sir Francis Drake's boat, the Golden Hind. And a replica ship that has done more sea miles than the original. It's been around the world twice, taking the same route that Drake took. London Bridge ahead of us. Now the nursery rhyme, London Bridge is falling down.
Kırmızı otobüsler, evet.
It is absolutely true. This one is at least the fifth bridge to stand here. The one previous to this was slowly sinking into the Thames mud, dismantled in 1967, shipped over to the USA, where it now stands across Lake Haziran in the states of Arizona.
Evet, meşhur London Bridge.
Western Europe's tallest building to the right, it is the Shard of Glass, over 1,017 feet tall. Inside you've got hotels, offices, restaurants and apartments. Designed by an Italian called Renzo Piano. Didn't get paid for designing the Shard. What he got was a 2-bedroom penthouse, a clever man. He sold it on the opening month, rumoured to have got just over £18 million for it. Not bad for a drawing of a big glass triangle. The ship here, HMS Belfast, not in active service anymore. She's now here as a floating museum. She was considered one of the world's most deadliest ships. Her guns could fire a 100-pound shell, 14 land miles. Her speed, around 30 knots, and she was the first naval boat in the world to be equipped with modern radar to sea at night.
Çanakkale'dekilerden hatırlıyoruz sanki bunları. Şu yukarıda giden de muhtemelen helikopter turu yapıyor. 1000 liraya geliyor. O helikopter olabilir. Turistik. Şurada kale var. Bu da Tower Bridge. Burada ineceğim. Buradan sonra Greenwich var. O tarafa şimdilik gitmeyeceğim. Burada bu kaleyi gezeceğim. Bu kuleyi, Tower Bridge yani kule köprü. Onu gezeceğim. See you.